Hi guys and welcome to my latest video. It's Saturday the 22nd of August and I just thought I'd update my reselling channel with a little haul video. What are some of the items that I've picked up. I have been a bit lax on the video, it's been a little bit busy, but I am aiming to kind of maybe even do some kind of a diary type situation where I just update you guys on my daily comings and goings in terms of my reselling. But I was out this morning, I went to a boot fair early this morning, got there about 6 o'clock. It was crazy. It's not a boot fair I've been to before, but it was a pretty decent boot fair. It was quite a lot of boot raiding going on, and I kind of found that really uncomfortable. There's a lot of occasions where I got to the stall and items had sold before they'd even been taken out of the car, and what that kind of shows is as much as people complain about things like boot raiding, the fact is most sellers don't mind because they're selling their goods. And I've actually heard people at boot fairs, when someone that's on a pedestal or a high horse has turned around to a seller and said, "Oh gosh, I bet you hate that, people just crowding around you." And I've actually heard sellers turn around and say, "Actually, yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but I don't mind too much because I'm selling all my stuff. I've sold most of my stuff already." So it's a difficult one. I don't like to intrude on people's personal space, but at the end of the day, sellers are there to sell their items, and if people are crowding in, throwing money in your face, you're not going to turn them away. So you have to bear that in mind. Bit of a side note anyway, but thought I'd mention it. I'm going to start off first of all with a couple of games that I picked up. Not the most amazing value buy really. In fact, it was pretty average, but I've got a Mega Drive that I've been sitting on that I bought for like £3, Mega Drive 2, and I've just been sat on it. I've got no games, and this bundle of games here cost me £12. That was after the haggling because I don't know what he wanted, but yeah, he wanted £3 a game, so it would have been 15, but he did it for 12. Nothing special in here. You got Desert Strike, you've got Mega Games 1, you've got Eternal Champions, Lion King on Genesis, and Echo Tides of Time. I mean, it'll still make me more than my investment back. It's still profit in that. It's just not a huge amount, but like I said, some of these, I think maybe a couple, I will stick in. I think a couple of these don't have a manual actually. Echo doesn't have a manual, and I believe Desert Strike doesn't have a manual, so those are probably going to be chucked in with the Mega Drive when I sell that. So that was that. Something a bit better, I got these 3 games for £2, which is brilliant. And they're all Lego Xbox games. Harry Potter Years 1 to 4, Pirates of the Caribbean and Indiana Jones. They go for decent money for £2 for all 3 of them. That's pretty solid going, so that's that. This is kind of an interesting one. I only paid 50p for this, and I kind of didn't really know what it was, and I opened it up, and it's actually got 24 of these sealed Pokemon action flips in them, lenticular action collectibles. So that's quite interesting. There's 24 of them sealed in the box. I've seen these sell for about $20, like from Australia. There's 24 in here. I think I could probably get £20 to £30 maybe. The outer box is damaged, but these were obviously at some point to be sold individually. You can see they're all sealed. They're all very nice. I paid 50p for that, which is brilliant. So 50p, can't go wrong. Now, couple of cool wrestling belts, kids wrestling belts. Lady wanted £3 a piece. I managed to get them for £5 for both, so just £1 off. However, they're good. This tag team belt here, that one there goes for about £12-13, I believe. It's a 2005 Jack's belt. This one though, this is a 2003 World Heavyweight belt. That goes for about 20 if you're patient. So 20, so about £33. Very easy to post, and for a £5 investment, so really happy with those as well. Here's something that the wife got really excited about, and it's actually a Cabbage Patch posable figure. I paid £1.50 for this figure here. It's a 1984 first edition. Now, they don't tend to go for very much money on eBay, from what I've seen anyway, but I think I could still make a profit on it considering I only paid £1.50. But there's one on Amazon which is up for some silly money, like £60, so it's a bit of a difficult one. But this is from January 1984. Cabbage Patch seems to be like a thing that they're into more in the States. Oh gosh, what's happening here? No, had a bit of interference there, if you guys noticed, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully that'll phase away. Another gaming pickup. Now this one's a bit more interesting. It's Gears of War, and it's made in Singapore. As you can see, it's the first Gears of War game. Now the interesting thing is it's still factory sealed, so you can see it's got the Microsoft seal. It's not in the best condition. I'll give it a clean up, and some of the wrapping has torn along the spine there, so it's not perfect, but it is still sealed. So I paid £2 for that. I'm not quite sure what this goes for. I think I've seen a sealed regular Gears of War go for about £50 recently, so I don't know whether I could shoot for anywhere close to that, or whether it's worth holding on for a bit. I don't know, but for £2 I thought it was worth the go. Something that I don't often get into, but it's actual wrestling DVDs, or DVD in general, but wrestling DVDs. I paid £4 for both of these, so it's £2 each. Not a great deal of money in these either, but they're still profitable, and I think that it's a nice little set. It's WrestleMania 20 and WrestleMania 22. I might do them as a bundle and just get my money back that way. Now these are pretty cool. Okay. Now I really can't remember what I paid for these. I've got a feeling it was £10 or £12. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was £10 or £12. But they're pretty cool anyway. I mean, I'll show you what they are. I've got a Series 11 Ruthless Aggression Eugene wrestling figure in the box, Jack's Pacific. And that's not the most amazing one, but then I've got a Carlito figure as well, quite a popular wrestler. So these are pretty cool, but the ones that I'm more excited about are, I have got a Ruthless Aggression Series 18 Eddie Guerrero figure. Now this was the last one before he passed away, so I mean, I've seen people put this up for about £40. I've not seen anyone sell it yet for that much, but maybe it is worth something along those lines. I mean, these are quite old. These are from like 2006, so they're quite old in that sense. And I've got a Shawn Michaels as well, which is really cool as well. But I think I paid £12 for those four, which was okay, because I think, like I said, those two alone could be good money. Now here was something I was surprised to see just sat doing nothing, and it's a slightly torn but still good condition Guitar Hero World Tour solo guitar pack. I had a look inside. It's got all the bits, the wireless dongle and everything. It's all nicely wrapped. The game's in there as well for PlayStation 3. I paid £12 for that. Can get them cheaper most times at the boot fair, but for £12 is still good, considering Amazon prices are around the £60 mark for used. So it's pretty good, and even on eBay you could get 30 to 40 comfortably. So still a decent pull there. Again, continuing with the wrestling theme, I think I went a bit crazy there. I picked up this bag of Mattel figures. I'll show you some of them, and I got them for, the lady wanted £1 each. I picked up 13 and she wouldn't go down then, she only went down by £1, so I got them all for £12. But I got a really cool Undertaker. But what was really cool is there's also this Elite Big Show figure. That alone will make me my money back. It's a bit blurry, isn't it, guys? I hope it's not the lens. I hope it's not, but I don't think it is. I don't know if that's going to focus. There you go. And that's the Elite version, so that alone I think will make me my money back. And then I've got a ton of figures in here. I've got more Big Shows, and I've got like a CM Punk in his yellow attire, which is quite rare. He's not the one which goes for about £40. There is one in his yellow clothes that goes for about 40 odd pounds, or $40 I think it is. So, but this is like a Flex Force one, which is a cheaper range, but still there's not many of him, CM Punk, in his yellow attire around, so still could be worth something. Got like Booker T, got Mark Henry there. I think these are all Mattel, really good quality figures, so I did pretty well on that. I'm happy. There's going to be decent return on that. I may sell ones that I think are worth selling single. I'll sell single. The rest of them will just go in as a bundle. Now, also picked up Polaroid P instant camera. I paid £4 for this. I've already got one of these. One of these I've put on eBay for £30. Still hasn't sold it. It does get some interest. However, these have got a much higher price on Amazon, so I might actually stick this one as used on Amazon. It's all there, works fine. Has the instructions as well, which is pretty cool. What else have I got? Ooh. Sony Walkman, paid £1 for this, which is nice. It's got a digital tuner on it, FM AM tuner. Probably get about £20 back on that. Paid £1 for it, 20 to 30 maybe even. I'm also starting to pick up a lot of puzzles. This is a Christmas scene puzzle. As you can see, I think I paid £1 for this, brand new, sealed. Anytime there's a puzzle sealed, I'll go in for it because it's worth it, because you can just send it into Amazon FBA if you want, or eBay, and obviously you can't send it into eBay, but you can sell them on either. And obviously coming up to Christmas, that's the kind of item that will sell very quickly. And I've got another one, I think again for about £1. That's a country cottage, really cool. I mean, it's actually got a price there of $8.99. Original price ticket on there, so I'll have to make sure I take that off. But again, that's from £1. It's brand new, sealed. Should be an easy sale, especially coming up to the fourth quarter. Also picked up this Sony TCM 939 dictation machine. These, I've sold one of these new in a box before for about 30. I paid £1 for this, so I'll test it out. As long as it's working, which it should be, there's no corrosion in the battery compartment, which is excellent. See, I reckon I could still get about £15 maybe for that, so it should be pretty good. It looks in good condition, just needs a bit of a clean. So again, that's a good pickup. Didn't get much footwear at all. Only picked up this one pair of Air Force Ones. They were only a £5, which is really good. A bit dirty inside, so I'm thinking whether I might actually stick them through the wash just to see if I can get them cleaned. They're a size 8, so it's a good size. They're in good condition, really. They're in really good condition. It's just the sole that's really filthy for some reason. Ugh. But for £5 you can't really go wrong with those, so those will get easily £25, maybe even more. But, and pick this up for £1. Always worth keeping an eye out for these. This is a PlayStation 1 PS1 Slim adapter. I've got a PS1 just hanging around doing absolutely nothing, so that's going to go with that and make a bundle, which is fantastic. And I took a punt on this Microsoft Sidewinder joystick. It's a USB version. Paid £1.50 for that. Probably not a great deal of money in it, but I'll probably still get around £10 to £12, I reckon. Take some nice photos of it. So pretty decent boot fare. I'm excited for tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will be as beautiful as it is today, and I hope you guys have all had fantastic pickups as well. If you've got any comments, questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and obviously I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.